What we have here is a 1989 Verb from It Might Get Loud. Right now you're hearing it on a full drum track, so I bypass it. We're using this to bring in some of like a roomy noise. So the interface is pretty self-explanatory. You have your dry and your wet. So right now we have this directly on a track. If you're using this as a reverb return or something, you may want to pull your dry all the way down and just use the wet. But that really gets into mixing. And we're just showing off this plugin here. So here's the interface, very simple to use, man. Adjust your parameters, of course, move them around. You can use your mouse wheel. You can double click, set it to the center there. Click here on your display to change all of the different types of presets we have here. A bunch of different kinds of reverb. Of course, use your arrows as well. And we have a high pass and a low pass and a mono or stereo. So let's look at the high pass and the low pass. We'll play again here. We'll pull the dry out. So we're just hearing the wet. So we can shape our reverb. If I pull that high pass all the way down, we're getting from 20 to 20. Or 22 in this case. I don't want that low to be reverberating as much. I can cut that out with our high pass. Maybe I just want to shape this around the middle. I can pull that down here. And I'll pull my dry back in. There we go. Bypass it. Pull it back on. Pretty simple, right? You also have this mono switch. Let's pull this back down and pull this back up. So we have that full spectrum there. Make it mono. So it's coming down the middle. Adjust the wet maybe. We can also adjust the type. There's so many different types here. As you can see, there's tiny, shiny, moderate. Here's big, lush, big, dim, even backwards. Put the dry out there and just hear the wet. Doesn't sound good in this example, but you can do that. Even things like a flanger, thickener, delay, bunch of stuff you can do. Let's move on to a different sample here. Go to just the snare. So we'll play that. So I bypass it. Straight up snare. Sounds good. Maybe make it mono. Stereo. Pull down the dry. See, we're using this high pass here, so it's not thumping so much. But if I want to shape it a little more, not so much on the top end. Change the type. You pull in the kick and the mics. Make it mono. Bunch of stuff we can do here. Go to a fast gate. Pull this up here. That's what it's doing there. Go to slow gate. Right? Tons of stuff you can do. Let's do another sample here. What about on voice? Why not? Now these are stereo tracks, by the way. If I try to put this on a mono track, I don't even have any It Might Get Loud plugins. Those are all stereo. All right, so make sure you're using a stereo track.
Chase my thoughts and fears now.
You bypass it.
It's the only thing I need.
Pull it back in.
And you can build a bridge and tread above the water.
Make it mono.
Tell me, can I be there? It's the only thing.
Right, so I'm using a little bit of that high pass here. Pulling up the wet a little more, using the moderate shiny 1.9 seconds.
Chase my thoughts and fears now. It's the only thing I need. And you.
If I just want that top end to sing, I can shape that here.
Chase my thoughts and fears now. It's the only
Maybe
thing
stereo.
I need. And you can build a bridge and tread above the water. Tell me, can I be there? It's the only thing.
Right, pretty cool. Go to maybe a big lush.
Chase my thoughts and fears now. It's the only thing I need. And you can build a bridge and tread above the water. Tell me, can I be there? It's the only thing I want.
Come down here.
Chase my thoughts and fears now. It's the only thing I need.
That's more of an effect there. You have delays.
Chase my thoughts and fears now. It's the only thing I need. And you can build a bridge and tread above the water.
Pretty cool, right? So you get this over here. It might get loud.org. 1989 Verb VST AUAX 80s reverb plugin that includes warm plates, bright, dark, long, short, fast gates, slow gates, and much more. Take a look at it here. They have more samples, a video there. A little bit more information about it. An homage to late 80s reverb tones based on a 1989 digital reverb unit, but they also have the high pass and low pass, which we already looked at there. All right, so whether your drums need more weight, synths, more air, excitement, vocals, whatever you want, use this on anything. 57 different reverb presets, wet and dry knobs, stereo, and mono mode. Pretty good sounding unit, and it's very easy to use and to set up there. So let's check it out on a couple more sources here. We'll go for, say, piano here. So I have that huge lush on this. If I bypass it. So this piano already has some reverb, but we're just giving it sort of like a room to live in. Right, pull out the dry to hear what we're doing. Right? Makes it much larger. Make it mono if I want. So that comes down the middle, which sounds pretty good actually. Bypass it. Pull it back in. Of course, you can always change the type. Do it backwards on that. You hear what you're doing there? Sounds kind of cool there. That one didn't work for that. Maybe delay. Kind of interesting, but I like more of a normal style of reverb for this, personally. Just adjust it, pulling out some of that low end. It's not too boomy, right? Sounds great on pianos too. What else we got? What about acoustic guitar? Pull this up. Let me bypass it for now. Come back here. And pull it in. We're using that thickener preset right there. Make it mono. Thickens it right up. With a slow gate there. Maybe a flanger. That's kind of cool. That thickener really does well here. bypass it. Thickens it right up. Even do it on strings. I'll bypass it. And of course, there's already width to these strings, but we're kind of giving it like a room to live in here. If you want to cut out some of those lows, tighten it up a little bit, maybe have it mono, which also sounds good. You can always change the type to whatever you want. And maybe something like cinematic drums. Why not? So bypass it. So of course there's already some width to these kind of drums as well. But again, we're giving it another space, making it larger. Now in this case, we're bypassing, or not bypassing, but cutting out some of that low end with our high pass. Again, I pull the dry down. If I pull this all the way down, it's pretty boomy. We can just tighten it up a little bit so it's not reverberating so low and get really muddy. Just a bit. Pull our dry back in. Make it mono. Comes down the middle towards you that way. But much larger like that. Change the type. Shiny. That sounds pretty good too. Or you could go really crazy. Yeah, if you want, go very, very, very long. If you want like a big lush or something, or a huge lush here. That just gets crazy long there. Which might work if you shape it a little bit. So it doesn't get too boomy, right? That might add like an atmosphere around it. About like that. That's bypassed. Back in. Gives it sort of that atmosphere there. But for this, I really like something a bit shorter. You could try it backwards. That's kind of cool. That adds more of an affected sound. So that's basically it there. Bunch of different sources. You can use it on anything, regular guitars, electric guitars, vocals, of course, piano, drums, whatever you want to use it on. Again, very nice interface, streamlined, very easy to use, very easy to understand, and a ton of different types here.
You can build a bridge and tread above the water.
Best of all, it actually sounds
Tell me,
really
can
good.
I be there? It's the only thing I want.
Change the type.
Only thing I want. Chase my thoughts and fears now. It's the only thing I need. And you can build a bridge and tread above the water.
Bypass.
Tell me, can I be there? It's the only thing I want.
All right, so there it is, man. 1989 Verb from itmightgetloud.org.